Um, yeah.
So, do you think this timeline that you saw in the future could be alternate reality, or do you think it's definitely our timeline?
Um, it's what I saw, and I know that we keep coming back, because I've seen the planet blow up a million times. Like it's just like it's this thing, and we have to keep coming back. Like I remember back in let me see, when was that? That was 2010, I think. When I started to realize that a friend of mine was not really my friend, because she had this adopted son that he was going through screening process for his security clearance to work at Area 51 as a rocket scientist. And she was telling me, she was like, he's going to work at Area 51 as a rocket scientist to work with brain surgeons to correlate the human brain with extraterrestrial technology to fly these ships with our brains. And she's like, you do realize why I'm telling you this, right? And I was totally oblivious. It wasn't until later on I remembered that she was there when I was there at Area 51, and they had me awake and conscious while this robot was doing surgery on my brain, and she was staring at me, and she was like, you do realize we have to keep you awake for the procedure to accurately link your brain waves to the computer. And I knew she was not really human. I know it. She was not really human. She was part of an alien invasion. And I know that her adopted son was not really some just adopted son. Like he was literally spliced with like Neanderthal DNA, excavated from some cave or something that they reanimated and cloned. So, I'm sorry, this is it's hard to talk about.
Well,
Like
okay, so we're kind of jumping around here.
sorry.
So now you're at Area 51,
Oh
and
yeah. Oh,
what is-
okay. So, but then like later on, okay. She was like trying to hypnotize me over the phone and tell me to
wait,
come
who is
to
this
her house.
person? Is this
I could
Grimes
say
or
her
someone?
name. No, no, I could say her name, but like I don't want to. Like she has a relative who's come forward in her knowledge of being a part of the secret space program and stuff like this, but I don't want to say that person's name because the last time when I called the FBI and told them about this kind of stuff and was trying to say, like people are being abused in these secret space programs and stuff, and like there needs to be something needs to happen. This is really bad. They tortured me and shit, excuse my language. And that's how like I got confronted by a veteran who's got like a huge scar on his head. And I've had so many veterans come up to me, with these huge scars on their head. And long story short, I had gotten the torture and I got away. And then they got me again. And when I came to, I was chained up in this adrenochrome factory, and and I did get away, but and I had video
But,
footage and stuff, and they forced me to get rid of all of this. So
well, but
sorry,
were they
lost my
gonna
place.
try to process you for that
Yeah, they were going to
particular
kill me. They were
product?
going to kill me. They're totally going to kill me. Yeah,
And
Soylent Greens is people. Spam is they were trying to put me in the spam file. I saw it. I saw that spam file as a whole factory.
so so
Yeah,
spam. Are you saying spam
like
the
real,
it,
like letting people rot. Just, I'm sorry, this is really graphic, and if there are children around, get them out of the room or mute. Okay, that they were chain people up, and they let their bodies rot, and then they grind them up into this slime, and they make stuff that they put in the meat, and then they also take the adrenochrome. I think they take that first, and then they let it rot, and then they grind it up.
is so the actual spam product may have human components in it.
Oh, I think it's probably more than just that, though. It's like a whole thing. It's a product. They
And
isolate.
what about McDonald's
Uh,
hamburgers?
everything. I have found that all roads lead back to Mix. That is the company Sanomix. It is a real thing. It is real. I think this is kind of probably related to why some of these food distribution facilities are being burnt down, or they were and stuff, because it's probably
Hmm.
found that
Well, the
oil and
Real Raw
stuff.
News has reports of the military raiding. No, actually, it was like a factory that burned down. They went in there and they found traces of human bodies being processed for meat
Yeah,
consumption.
yeah, they're doing that, and that's why like my mission to Titan went wrong. Like the whole time, like they were complaining about like how much it costs to ship our supplies and stuff like this, and I'm like, okay, well, why are we not, why are you just like sending everything in bulk and then we are rationing? No, they special packaged everything and labeled everybody's got their own little lunchbox, their own little names and all this, right? Well, we don't get our shipment, right? And then everything just went haywire and nobody was listening to me. Nobody even knew that I had like military training. They just thought I was a science girl trying to boss people around. And I'm like, no, we have to follow procedure, and we can get through this. We can fast and we can sprout these seeds, and then we can have wonderful luscious sprout salads while we work on the greenhouse, which is half of the reason why we're here. They wouldn't, half of the crew wouldn't hear of it, and I found out like 10 years later after I got interrogated, and kept asking me like, why did you go AWOL, why did you go AWOL? And I'm like, I didn't go AWOL. And they tried to like push me to go into a room to kill myself, and I'm like, I'm not going to do that. Instead I like escaped. There was like this guy with like an AK on the roof and all this stuff, and they like switched out my brakes, and it's a crazy story anyway. But like, no, they intentionally did not send the shipment for the food because they never intended on paying any of us. They they the shit the everything got sabotaged from the very beginning. And when they had hired reptilians to be there, and then we didn't get the shipment for the food, they had no more source for adrenochrome and human DNA, in their food to keep perpetuating, the appearance of being human. So they were going to shapeshift into reptilians anyway. So they were just going to have lunch and feast on us. But I know that not all of my crew were killed because recent like pictures of Titan. You can see that someone went out there, or some bodies went out there and moved around rock formations to create a smiley face. And the recruiter, that the 5-star general from the army that recruited me when I was 20 for the secret space program, his nickname was Joe Smiles. So I know that there are people out there, or there were, and at least there's research, and we need to go back. So and I'm sorry that it is taking me this long to get my head together and realize like there needs to be things done.
So you're saying they sent spam and adrenochrome to Titan so that the scientists, the reptilian scientists that were human, would stay keep their form, and when they lost their form, they ate the human personnel.
Yeah, the reptilians tried to attack um, the half of my crew, and
Okay,
I
well,
couldn't help it.
well, so why don't they just try to like say clone meat products? Why do they have to have the
I
real thing?
I think that's what Grimes has been posting, rolling out this cloned meat stuff. This is just so crazy.
Hmm.
I'm
What
sorry.
about their
I'm a little stressed right now.
what about their food replicators? Don't they have the ability to produce meat?
No, there was none of that. I know that people talk about all that stuff. There was none of that kind of stuff. I don't know about any of that. They were not.